I'm Liz Frederick. I work for Original Sewing and Quilt Expo.
And I'm Carrie Eckel, and we're working together to make some masks.
Today we're out on my screened-in porch. We're 6 feet apart, so we don't really have to have our masks on. And we're going to work our way through our favorite quick and easy face mask pattern. So we're going to be providing you with a set of instructions that are available online, and Carrie has a pattern.
All right, we have our pattern, which offers a variety of sizes from baby bear, extra large, small, medium, all the way up to large. And we are going to be using the large pattern today. And the first thing you do is you cut along the line for the large pattern. And it's only one line for large because it's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and the size is 8 by 11. Then you take your pattern and your fabric, and you cut 2 pieces of fabric to the size of 8.5 by 11, and you put the right sides together. And there's the right sides of both those fabrics. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam along the 2 long sides, the 11-inch side of the fabric.
Okay, and now we're going to do this tidy little 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way across each long side. Of course, we're using batik fabric, and we love batik fabric because it is so tightly woven. It makes such a nice mask. And there we go.
Okay, so now we have sewn our 1/4 inch seam on both long sides of the fabric, the 11-inch side, and we're going to take the tube and we're going to turn it inside out. After it's turned inside out, we're going to take it to the iron to get ironed. We have pressed our tube, and now it's time to fold it in half like a hot dog so that it's lined up. Good. Right, now it's time to mark our tube along the folded edge. I'm going to mark 3 inches in on each side. And then we're going to take our ruler and mark up to the top and a 1/4 inch in from the edge. On each side of your tube. Now it's time to place the tie. We open up our hot dog and insert our tie on the 1/4 of each side. Okay, and now we're going to sew on both sides of the tube or hot dog on the dotted lines that we created.
I'm going to put a pin in here to hold that right in place. We want to make sure it gets caught inside that seam. Here we go. And we're just going to tuck it right in there, close to the folded edges, or close to the stitched edges rather. Okay, now we're going to sew 2 triangles. I do a little back stitch, and now we are going on the line that we marked, and I like to take the pin out before I stitch through it. And a little back stitch at the end. And see how it made that perfect little triangle on each side.
Alright, I finished sewing both sides of the mask along the dotted line, and now we're going to turn it inside out and see if it fits the way we like it to fit. And we're going to push out the little darts, and we're going to put it on our face. Looks like it fits.
So if you think this is just a little bit too big, we can make it just a little bit smaller. I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch inside my original sewing line, and that's going to take out just enough that if it seems a little large, it will be just fine now. I'll do it on both sides, and of course I'm still catching the tie in my seam as I go. We stitched right inside a 1/4 inch in. It's going to make it just a little bit smaller if it feels too big. And we can do that on both sides. And again, you're catching the tie right in that seam. So when you go to the fabric store, you're going to see some little pieces of fabric folded up like this. These are what we call fat quarters. And when you unfold them, they're now 18 by 22 inches, and it's a great way to collect nice fabrics that are the right size to just make a mask or two, depending on what size you're going to make. This is homespun, and I wouldn't recommend this for masks because you can just about see through it, and it's just lightly woven. We like things that are tightly woven, that are batiks are always tightly woven, but you need to have it so that it's a very firm fabric. That way you get maximum protection from your mask.
All right, I like to take my fabric and pre-wash it and dry it in the dryer before I make it into the masks, or you can do as Liz does.
I like to fill my bathroom sink up with the hottest tap water. I throw in a drop of shampoo. I throw in my fabric, or I can throw in a mask that needs washed. I let it cool down until I can put my hands in to slosh it around, give it a rinse, and then I hang it up to dry. On a sunny day, I'll hang it up outside on a chair so that they get in the sun. And I think that that works really well. And if you don't have a lot of masks and you're washing them frequently, you might want to give that a try because it's just a quick overnight and you don't have to run your washer to do it. We also have a variety of ties. I've got 2 different kinds of ribbon here. Ribbon makes very good ties. This is a beautiful twill tape which also makes great ties for masks. And many mask patterns actually call for elastic. You could make this same pattern and put elastic loops on it. It would be 11 inches of elastic, and then you create a loop. You're going to have to test it for size so that it's comfortable to go around your ears, which is why we like the ties, because ties are so comfortable. But if you want to do elastic, it's 11 inches of elastic, and then check it for size, depending on the size of the head that's going to wear the mask. We went through this really quick today, but we have printed out instructions that you will be able to print out these PDFs. They will be available where the link is for this video, including the pattern and 2 pages of instructions.
Thank you for joining us today, and if you have any questions, please send us an email at info@sewingexpo.com.
Okay, now.
Goodbye.
See you next time.